Hi students, I'm Sonia from Vidya Guru, starting a new session on current affairs. This session is for the month of September, which I'm going to start right now. Even you can make out I'm speaking in English. That means this session is of complete English medium, as in the students who are unable to understand Hindi, we record a separate session for them in English medium. Like this session is recorded primarily for our students from South India, like students of Andhra Pradesh, like students of Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, or students from Northeast India, those who are unable to understand Hindi well, we record a separate session in English medium for them. Okay, I'll start the session, but I wish to tell you that the questions are super important when you actually watch the lecture. When you actually see the complete session, you will get to know after completing the session that how many important points I've actually collected and put down in this single video. So you have to write them down. You have to actually prepare notes. You have to make notes whatever you are studying here. Before starting, I wish to request that I've spent ample time in collecting these many points. I expected a like from you. So do press the like button. Share the video with those people who are also preparing for any competitive exam. And do subscribe to Vidya Guru's YouTube channel. If you have not till now, do subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon, which is just beside the subscribe button. If you do that, you'll get the notifications of all the exam relevant videos which we upload. I'll start from here on. Be focused, and the questions are very relevant. You yourself will realize. Let's start with the first question, which is about Rajiv Gandhi National Park. I hope even by looking at the first question, such sort of questions are asked in the exam. When somebody asks you, where is Orang National Park situated? If there's a question in your exam, where is Orang National Park situated? The answer is Assam if you are aware, but you will be actually associating this question with your geography section. But I want to tell you, obviously it is associated with geography. Why such a question is asked in the exam is, why is the examiner asking such a question in the exam right now? The reason must be this. This question is primarily, of current affairs significance. Why? Because this happened recently. Rajiv Gandhi National Park has been renamed as Orang National Park. Rajiv Gandhi, the words have been removed. Now it will be known as Orang National Park only, and it is located in the state Assam. Learn it carefully. Let's move to the other question. Read the question now. It says that NSO data on India's GDP growth. Please look at it carefully. When I actually talk about GDP growth of India, it is a super important sort of question for us. The plus is that the GDP which was declared by NSO came in plus, as in not in minus. That is why this question becomes important for us, that we are moving toward positive growth now. 20.1 is the GDP growth according to NSO of India, but we are referring to April to June quarter. Now read what is written here on the board. India's quarter one, first quarter, as it starts from April. So April to June, first quarter, financial year 21-22 we are referring to. In this quarter, we have performed very well and our growth rate reached 20.1%. Important question. By whom? By NSO. Let's move ahead. Try to learn the question immediately. Now, Tokyo Paralympics. You may have heard a lot about them, and I feel that if you are preparing for government job exams or any other competitive exam, you may have already studied a lot about Paralympics. So I'll quickly make you go through it. Paralympics, referring to Olympics or Paralympics. Here I'm talking about Paralympics, took place in Tokyo. From here I'm going to start that according to medal tally, China stood on top. So the number one rank was of China. Second number, Great Britain. Third rank was of USA, as in USA obtained the third rank. When you talk about India's rank, because you must be eager, you must be inquisitive to listen to India's rank, and that is 24th. 24th rank, where India took 19 medals, where India could collect 19 medals. When you wish to know the breakup, I've actually mentioned the breakup because that comes across the mind of a student, that if we have won 19 medals, how many golds were there, how many silvers were there, or how many bronze were there. So 5 gold, 8 silver and 6 bronze according to the medal tally, that comes out to be 19. So that's how India stood on 24th rank. Now I'm continuing this Paralympics only. So Paralympics, I'll refer to India at Tokyo Paralympics again. Now what is important? See, if any major sports event like Olympics, like Paralympics, like Commonwealth, like Asian Games, when such sort of events take place, questions like these become important for us. Like flag bearer, who became the flag bearer, who remained the flag bearer. So flag bearer at the opening ceremony as well as at the closing ceremony. Read the names of these people carefully, look at the pictures also. Tek Chand, opening ceremony of Paralympics. Tek Chand, he remained the flag bearer, he was the flag bearer at Paralympics at the opening ceremony. For India, obviously, he is a shot put player, he is a shot putter, he is associated with javelin throw also. See, if Tek Chand is asked, please understand that if Tek Chand is there in your exam, they may ask you that what sport he is associated with. That is why I'm telling you that even with the picture you cannot make out. So I'm telling you he is a shot putter associated with javelin throw also. When you actually look at the picture of Avni Lekhara, we are going to talk a lot about Avni Lekhara today. So read the name carefully. You can actually associate this lady with some sort of shooting, that is air rifle. I am talking about, she is associated with shooting. She was the flag bearer at the closing ceremony of Paralympics. She performed very well. She herself won a gold. So what else he is associated with? Let's move to that. The first name comes in front of you, that is of the same girl, Avni Lekhara. She has won gold and she is associated with air rifle shooting. See, there will be a player in your exam. The name of the player is given to you. What you are expected to answer, what I feel, the kind of questions which are going to be there in your exam, they are this sort of. That is why I have written them like that. Avni is associated with what sport? I have written it like that. Sumit Antal is, he has one goal too. Here we are going to discuss the names of those players who have actually, bagged gold. So Sumit, javelin throw. Manish Narwal, 50-meter pistol. He won gold too. Pramod Bhagat, and he is associated with badminton. And Krishna Nagar, he is also associated with badminton. So badminton, Pramod and Krishna, badminton, Pramod and Krishna, badminton, and I told you air rifle, Avni, and Avni you are going to listen to, her name once again, from me only. So Sumit, javelin throw, Manish, 50-meter pistol. Learn their names, they are not too many. We have actually, got 5 gold. I've mentioned the names of all because I found them important. See, when you talk about gold and silver, you cannot skip their names. So learn them carefully, you cannot skip them. Bhavina Patel. Bhavina Patel, when I actually refer to this, 1 silver and associated with table tennis. Nishad Kumar, associated with high jump. All are actually the silver medalist. Devendra Jhajaria is associated with javelin throw. He won silver. Yogesh Kathunia, discus throw. See, you cannot learn all the names in one go. I know that, but it takes time. I really know that. But I wish to tell you, by repeating these names often, and when you repeat them, when you learn them often, associate them with their associated sports they play. That's how you'll be able to relate it. Mariyappan Thangavelu, associated with high jump. Praveen Kumar, high jump. Singh Raj Adhana, 50-meter pistol, and Suhas Yathiraj is also associated with badminton. So it is important to learn their names. Be careful, learn all of them. Let's move ahead. Read the next question yourself. Now, when I start talking about exercises, yes, there were many exercises which took place recently. I've selected a few. You cannot learn them all. So please even don't try, because you'll be, end up wasting your time. It is very difficult to learn all the names of the exercise, all the names of the ships and the countries between which these exercises took place. I've selected them, so learn them first, and if you are left with some time, then go ahead with more. Let's start. Exercise Malabar. You may have heard the name many times. This exercise took place between many nations. So you can understand, even a bilateral exercise is so important for us, like the exercise which took place, which takes place in two nations. That is important. When the exercise of this kind, where 4 nations were there, you can understand the significance of such an exercise. This is basically a Malabar exercise. Learn the names of the nations: US, Australia, Japan, India. US, Australia, Japan, India. Malabar 2021 exercise took place at Western Pacific Ocean. Understand the name, learn the name, and the INS Shivalik and Kadmat. See, when you actually refer to the new patent, nowadays the names of the ships are, at times asked. So, if you wish to learn, I've added Shivalik and Kadmat for Malabar exercise. You should learn. So, write them. Let's move ahead. The next question is about one more exercise. You can see, the ocean or a sea behind me. If you see something watery, that means it is an exercise which is going to take place. It is Symbex. When you read it, it is very easy, because Symbex takes place often. First S is Singapore. Singapore, India, maritime, bilateral exercise. Bilateral between 2 nations. What are the names of the nations? Singapore and India. So Symbex 2021, venue of Singapore, India maritime bilateral exercise, South China Sea. Venue of Symbex, South China Sea. That was the venue. The ships associated, the ships took part on behalf of the country: Ranvijay, Kilton and Kora. Ranvijay, Kilton, Kora took part in this year's Symbex. Symbex, easy. Symbex, Singapore and India. Let's move ahead. BRICS Summit 2021. Why this question is important? I would like to tell you the importance of this question. This year, BRICS was to be chaired by India. That is why PM Modi chaired this. It becomes super important for us. What is BRICS? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. BRICS Summit 2021. So, I told you that it was chaired by Pradhan Mantri Modi, Prime Minister Modi, and BRICS Summit virtually it was organized, as in physically it did not take place. It was organized, virtually. By whom? By the chair, by India only. And the theme is important. See, you have to learn each and everything about BRICS, I'm telling you, because it was chaired by us. That is why even the theme, even if it is difficult, take some time but learn it. BRICS at 15, intra-BRICS cooperation for continuity, consolidation, consensus. So they've actually adopted the letter C this time, and this is like cooperation, continuity, cooperation for continuity, consolidation, consensus means agreement, giving consent to someone. I hope you can associate that consensus with it. So cooperation for continuity, consolidation and consensus. That's the theme kept for this year's BRICS Summit, which was chaired by India. Let's move ahead. Read the question first on your own. International Literacy Day. Though it is observed on 8th of September, you probably are aware, perhaps you are familiar with the fact already, that International Literacy Day is observed on 8th September. Okay. Theme, I found the theme difficult but at the same time important. See, I don't use the word difficult very often. You must be actually if you are a regular, listener, if you listen to me carefully or every time, I don't mention or I don't call anything difficult. But this time I feel that for students this is difficult. You will take some time, but this is important. That is why I've added it. Literacy for a human-centered recovery. Repeat that thrice or maybe 4 times or 5 times. You'll be able to learn it easily. Literacy for human-centered recovery. Narrowing the digital divide. Narrowing the digital divide which is there. They are narrowing it. That's what they are trying to mention here. International Literacy Day, 8th September. Literacy for a human-centered recovery, narrowing the digital divide. Let's move ahead. First state to launch free water scheme. That's what they are saying. That's what the government is saying, that Goa has become the first state to offer free water to households. Free, but there's a limit to it. 16,000 liters. 16,000 liters monthly to per household will be given free of cost. That's what Goa is offering to its residents. Be careful, read it carefully. First state to launch free water scheme, Goa. Let's move ahead. Now, new brand ambassadors, look at their faces. The same Avni I've referred to. The same Avni, she was actually the flag bearer at the closing ceremony of Paralympics. Yes, on India's part, she was the flag bearer. Avni, that same Avni who won gold in Paralympics in air rifle shooting, if you can recall. So I'm associating that same Avni Lekhra. She has become Rajasthan government's Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao ambassador. See, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao is a campaign. She has become the brand ambassador for Rajasthan government. So Avni Lekhra, you can actually see the gold in her hand in the picture also. Brand ambassador of Delhi government. Even they had to, appoint somebody to be their brand ambassador. Sonu Sood has become the brand ambassador for Delhi government. What is Delhi government launching? That is Desh Ke Mentor. Desh Ke Mentor is a program. Desh Ke Mentor is a program, and Sonu Sood has been appointed, has become the brand ambassador for Delhi government's Desh Ke Mentor program. Let's move ahead. Okay, the next question is new brand ambassadors. New brand ambassadors for what? I'll start with these pictures. You must be familiar with this man. I know that if you watch Indian Idol regularly. So this is the fellow who won this time's Indian Idol. So Assam Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. Abhiyan means scheme. Assam Samagra Shiksha scheme brand ambassador Lovelina Borgohain. That's the name of this girl who's there on your screen too. You can look at the picture and learn her name, that even Lovelina, she was there, she won medal in Olympics. I've taught you about this girl as well. So this Lovelina has become the brand ambassador of Assam Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. Uttarakhand Art Tourism Culture Ambassador, read that carefully. Art Tourism Culture Ambassador, Uttarakhand, for Uttarakhand's government, Pawandeep Rajan. And he's the same guy who won Indian Idol 12th. So he's the same guy, as you can see here on the board as well. Let's move ahead with the next question. State animal and bird of Ladakh declared. Read that carefully and see the pictures also. When I actually talk about the crane which is there on your screen, leopard there on your screen. So read that and associate it. Ladakh has declared snow leopard as its state animal. Ladakh has declared state bird black-necked crane as its state bird. So Ladakh state bird black-necked crane, that is there on your screen. Snow leopard, that is also there on your screen. So that's declared by Ladakh. Let's move ahead. India-Germany maritime exercise. So if any exercise takes place, we all know the venue is super important. If a name has been given, that is important. What kind of exercise was that? That is important. The names of the ships, if you can learn them, learn these names too. So that's the important information you have to extract from the long passages which are actually published by the government or maybe by other websites. So India, Germany, maritime exercise. Maritime means naval only. So maritime exercise, venue of it, Gulf of Aden. Gulf of Aden is near Yemen. Gulf of Aden is near Yemen, where this exercise took place between India and Germany. And I'm referring to INS Trikand, which took part on behalf of India in this exercise. Let's move ahead. G20 summits and ministerial meet. I hope by reading the title you can even make out that such a question is of super significance. Such a question remains very important. Believe me, when you talk about G20, whatever is associated with G20, you have to learn it. And why this question becomes important? Because they have declared something, and that declaration is such that India to host G20 summit in 2023. Even India is going to host it in the year 2023. That does not matter that this is going to happen 2 years later. So we'll learn it, at that time. It is not the case. It was there in news. It was declared. It was there in news. So it can be there in your exam also. I'm saying India to host G20 summit. It has already been declared. It is going to happen in the year 2023. Similarly, if what is going to happen in 2023 is important, what is happening at the present time, that is also important. So G20 summit for the year 2021, the year which is going on, the venue is Rome. Rome is in Italy. G20 health ministers meet, because the title is ministerial meet 2. G20 summit 1 and ministerial meet, both are actually taking place at Rome, Italy. Read that carefully. G20 health ministers meet, Rome, Italy, for this year only, and G20 summit of this year took place, as in going to be there at Rome, Italy only. Okay, let's look at the next question now. India's new G20 Sherpa. India's new G20 Sherpa. India's new Sherpa, as in G20 Sherpa, that is Piyush Goyal. Piyush Goyal has been appointed like that only. If you are not familiar with this guy, I've already taught you the name of this fellow many times. I know that. If you cannot recall who this fellow is, then relate it or learn the names of the ministries which he is handling. One is textiles. He is the union minister basically. Textiles ministry comes under him. He is the union minister for commerce and industry too. And the third ministry which he is handling, that is consumer affairs, food and public distribution. These are the ministries he is heading right now. He is a union minister and he has been appointed as India's new G20 Sherpa. Let's move ahead. Okay. Rupees 125 coin unveiled by PM. See, when such a thing takes place, you know that a grand event is going to be there. And what sort of grand event is that? I'll actually talk about it. First of all, if you have heard the name of ISKCON temples associated with the Lord Krishna, the founder of that society is Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Read the name of the person. This person actually founded ISKCON society. ISKCON society, I'm referring to obviously ISKCON temples. So ISKCON means international. This is International Society of Krishna. In ISKCON, K had to be Krishna. So International Society of Krishna Consciousness. That's ISKCON. Founded by Srila Bhaktivedanta. Okay. Now I wish to tell you, this time it was his 125th birth anniversary. This time it was his 125th birth anniversary. And on such an occasion, on such a grand occasion, our Prime Minister unveiled a coin, a different sort of coin that you and I are not familiar with. He has actually released 125 rupee coin. You get to see it soon. So that's what I expect. So 125 rupee coin came into existence, was announced by our Prime Minister on this occasion. Learn that and let's move ahead. Now, world's highest altitude movie theater. See, we have seen a lot many movie theaters. That's the picture of the theater, I've actually put in here. So I'm saying that movie theater on highest altitude. See, when we refer to world's highest, obviously we are talking about India's highest. It is in India. That is why it becomes even more important for us. So in Ladakh, world's highest movie theater, is opening. The height of it is 11,562 feet. It is that high. That's the altitude. That is why the question can be there, because it is unique. It is unique, or it is one of its kind. Now let's talk about Kazind. Must be thinking that I'm highlighting something else and speaking something else. It is not. I am highlighting the same thing just to tell you, when you read Kazind, break it. KAZ becomes Kazakhstan and IND becomes India. So that is Kazind. Must be expecting that IND should come first, then the word won't be formed, So Kazind is Kazakhstan, India, 21. That's the name of Kazind. 21 is the name of the exercise basically. So that's the exercise. India, Kazakhstan joint training exercise, and the exercise took place at training node. It is a training exercise. Took place at training node, and the name of the place is Aisha Bibi, Kazakhstan. Don't think that this place exists in India. We are referring to Kazakhstan only. Generally it happens when two nations are there. At one of the places such an exercise takes place. So it took place in Kazakhstan. Simple. Aisha Bibi is the name of the place in Kazakhstan where this Kazind took place. Let's move ahead. Now, military exercise, I told you even at the start that there will be many exercises by the armed forces done. I've selected a few and I've going to teach you those. That is why I'm continuing with that. See, these exercises are important. Don't feel that I've added too many. There are a lot many which took place. When you start searching them, you will find a lot many more numbers. I have put in less number of exercises here. The name of the exercise is Zapad 2021. That's the name of the exercise. What kind of exercise? It is a military exercise. So you listen to the names of the exercise like maritime exercise, or generally you listen to naval exercises, but this is a military exercise. Even the type of the exercise is important, can be asked. Indian Army took part in multinational military exercise Zapad 2021. Now, the question which appears in students' brains, that is, why are you not disclosing the names of the nations in Zapad? Why are you not doing that? Because others may have taught. But please pay attention. The nations are 17. The nations are 17. Even if you start learning the names, you will forget a few and you will get confused. What is the need? And such sort of questions are not asked. When 17 nations are taking part in Zapad sort of exercise, such a grand exercise, you have to learn the name of the exercise. Apart from that, just the venue where it took place. The place is Nizhny, or the people may pronounce it as Nizhny. The place is in Russia. Zapad 2021 took place in Nizhny, Russia. Let's move ahead. Okay. National Pension Scheme. National Pension Scheme rules changed. What exactly happened? See, when we talk about National Pension Scheme, people generally, listen to such a question very, very carefully. So you do that too. That maximum age to join National Pension Scheme increased from 65 to 70 years. This is the entry age. Till then, till this age, you can actually take the entry into National Pension Scheme. That's how we have mentioned the revised entry from 18 to 70 years now. So that's the bracket. This is the time, this is the duration you can enter in such a scheme. What scheme I'm referring to? National Pension Scheme. What is important here? The next thing which is important, I found it important, NPS account can be continued up to NPS National Pension Scheme account can be continued up to 75 years. So even this point is relevant. Let's move ahead. Army to buy Sky Striker. They may ask you, what are sky strikers? They are drones. They are actually the kind of drones which we are about to get, and it is going to be made by, it is going to be built by Israel's, organization. I'll talk about that. If you look at the picture, you may, read it like that. Although the things are not very important. To be made in Bengaluru. That's what you're going to see here in the picture, by joint venture led by Alpha Design. See, this is the question I've put in here. Although that Sky Striker drones are made by Elbit System. Elbit System is of Israel first, but in India they have to be made somewhere. The place was Bengaluru, I've told you that, and with collaboration, or it is a joint venture. It is going to happen with Alpha Design. It is going to happen with Alpha Design. So they are going to get associated, and they are going to obviously make Sky Striker, which they are actually calling them as sky strikers of a kind which are going to be very silent. You can read that here. It is written minimal acoustic signature, makes it silent, invisible and surprise attacker. So they are actually telling you the characteristics. Let's move to the next question. Mera Watan Mera Chaman Symposium. They are actually symposium means kind of conference, meeting. So I'm saying that Mera Watan Mera Chaman Symposium, as you can actually see, they have arranged a mushaira. Mushaira, a musical sort of gathering, took place where they are playing or they are participating with some sort of music. So mushaira organized by, see, as the Ministry of Minority Affairs is associated with such a thing, that is why it is important. Learn it carefully. Mera Watan Mera Chaman Symposium. Mushaira was organized. A mushaira was organized in this symposium. Ministry of Minority Affairs did that, and the Minister of Minority Affairs. See, he has to be from the minority only, and he is Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi, who's handling Ministry of Minority Affairs. Let's move to the next question. Exide Life Insurance. Exide Life Insurance acquisition I'm referring to. See, it is basically the India's biggest insurance deal. Why we are actually studying such a thing? Because it is India's biggest insurance deal. That is why the question can be asked. It is of some significance. HDFC Life, not HDFC, HDFC Life has acquired Exide. What is that? Exide Life Insurance. Exide Life Insurance was acquired by HDFC Life, and I told you why we are studying it, because it is India's biggest insurance deal. Here I'm going to wrap up, and I thought this session remained of some significance for you. If you liked it, please press the like button for sure, and thank you so much for watching.